You took her to a 5-star restaurant, and she lit up like Christmas. Next week, you suggest a walk in the park, and she barely smiles. So ask yourself, is it you she loves, or your wallet? Imagine this. You're holding her hand under the soft glow of a restaurant candle. The bill arrives. It's hefty, but you pay without a second thought. She beams at you, eyes sparkling with warmth, and squeezes your hand a little tighter. In that moment, you feel loved and appreciated. But the next week, when you suggest a quiet night in with homemade pasta and a movie, something easy, something free, she barely smiles. Her affection is distant, her warmth chilled. You wonder, was it you she loved in that fancy restaurant, or just the fact that you picked up the tab? If that scenario hits home, you might be facing a hard question. Does she love you, or for what's in your wallet? This is the money test, a harsh, emotional experiment life sometimes throws at you. And, trust me, I know how painful it is to even consider that question. Because I've been there, standing where you are, heart in one hand and an open wallet in the other, hoping the two are the same thing. When you first met, it was like magic. She was so charming, and her attention made you feel like the only man in the world. You wanted to give her everything, and in those early days, you did. Spoiling her felt amazing, not a burden at all. Fancy dinners, surprise gifts, weekend getaways, you pulled out all the stops. Each time you treated her to something special, her eyes lit up, and she rewarded you with warm kisses and words that made your heart soar. You still remember how proud you felt seeing her smile when you handed her that designer handbag she'd been admiring. She threw her arms around you and called you the best boyfriend in the world. Making her that happy felt incredible. It felt like love. But somewhere along the line, things started to change. Or maybe they were always this way, and only now are you beginning to see the pattern. The warmth of her affection began to coincide perfectly with your spending. When you treated her, she treated you well. But on the days you kept things simple, maybe a walk in the park, a homemade dinner, or just a movie night with popcorn, she seemed bored, disappointed. The sparkle in her eyes dulled. She'd scroll absent-mindedly on her phone, or hint that she missed the nice things you used to do. You found yourself thinking, is my company alone never enough? You brushed off the doubts at first. You told yourself, she's just used to me doing more. I'll plan something nice soon. And you did. You planned a big weekend, an expensive restaurant, or tickets to that concert she mentioned. Sure enough, she lit up again like a child on Christmas morning. All was well. You were both laughing, and her affection flowed freely. Holding her close felt right again. On those nights, you could almost convince yourself that your earlier doubts were silly. See, she does love me. Look how happy we are. But before long, cracks began to show. She started to drop hints about expensive things she wanted. A new phone, a designer purse, a fancy vacation. Often mentioning what her friends have, or what other boyfriends are doing for their girlfriends. You found yourself reaching back into your wallet to keep her happy. And it worked, for a while. Each time you satisfied one of her wishes, she rewarded you with that radiant smile and loving affection, making you feel like the best boyfriend in the world again. You told yourself this was just how you show love, that it would bring you closer. Yet the joy you bought her was always short-lived. The shine of each gift faded fast, and soon she was eyeing the next thing. It started to feel like no matter how much you did, it was never enough. There was always a new price tag attached to her affection. Then came the day you finally said no. She wanted an expensive weekend getaway, and you suggested something more low-key because money was tight. Her face fell in an instant. She became distant, even angry that you wouldn't spend on her dream trip. "You promised we'd go," she snapped, though in truth, you hadn't promised at all. She had just assumed. That night, she went to bed without even saying goodnight, turning her back to you in cold silence. Her message was loud and clear. Her love had been withdrawn the moment your wallet closed. That night, you stared at the ceiling with a weight on your chest, hurt, anger, and a crushing clarity. You whispered to yourself, "Am I just an ATM with feelings to her?" It sure feels that way. You realized then that her warmth was completely conditional, dependent on the size of your bank balance and how much you were willing to burn to keep her happy. The thought was devastating. You felt used and foolish. Part of you even wondered if you were to blame. Maybe you let this happen by spoiling her. But then you remembered, there's a difference between being generous out of love and being loved only for your generosity. And that difference was now painfully clear. In the days after that breakup, you felt emptiness and heartbreak, but also a strange relief. As much as it hurt, a weight had lifted off your shoulders. You were free from the constant pressure to buy someone's love. You mourned the love you thought you had, but with that pain came clarity and a return of your self-respect. You knew you deserved better than to live as a human wallet in your own relationship. Now I want to speak to you directly, man to man, heart to heart. You are not an ATM with feelings. You are not just a provider or a walking credit card for someone to use. You're a human being, and you deserve a love that doesn't put a price tag on your worth. Take a hard look at your own relationship. It's painful, I know, but ask yourself honestly, is her love conditional? Does she only seem truly happy when you spend money? Think about those times she grew cold or angry when you didn't give her what she wanted, and the times she was all sunshine when you did. That pattern isn't your imagination. Don't brush it aside as just her mood or normal. It's not normal. It's a red flag, a sign that your relationship has become transactional, that you're being valued not as a partner, but as a source of funds. Real love doesn't work like that. Real love means she'll stand by you even on the lean days, not just when your wallet is full. It means a walk in the park can feel just as special as a night at a fancy restaurant, because what matters is being with you, not what you buy. It means she cares about you, your hopes, your fears, your dreams, not just what you can do for her. A partner who truly loves you will value the man you are, not the money you provide. If that's not the case, if you constantly feel you have to earn her affection with gifts and payments, then you need to face that truth. I know that's easier said than done. Admitting that someone you love might be using you is a punch to the gut. It can shatter your confidence and break your heart. You might even start to blame yourself, thinking, maybe I caused this by being so generous. But remember, being generous isn't a flaw, and wanting to make your partner happy isn't wrong. The problem is when that kindness is one-sided and expected, like an obligation. So consider this your wake-up call, your money test. The next time she demands something expensive or assumes you'll foot the bill without question, try saying no. Suggest something simpler and see how she reacts. Set a gentle boundary about money and watch her response. If she truly cares about you, she might be a little disappointed, sure, but she'll understand and respect your decision. She won't love you any less. But if she reacts with rage, guilt trips you, or gives you the cold shoulder? That will tell you everything. That's your answer right there, staring you in the face. I'm not saying you should never spend on someone you love. Gifts, nice dinners, treating your partner, those can be wonderful things when they come from the heart. But it should be because you want to, not because you have to. Love should inspire generosity, not require it. You should be able to say, "I can't this time," without fear that it will all fall apart. You deserve someone who appreciates the little things, a sunset shared together, a heartfelt note, or just your time and company. You deserve a partner who, when money is tight, says, "It's okay, we'll get through it together." Not someone who pouts and says, "You don't do enough for me." The right person will find joy in you, not in your bank account. If you come to the painful realization that she loves your wallet more than you, don't bury that truth. It hurts. God, it hurts. But you can survive it. Have the courage to do what's right for your happiness, even if that means walking away. Yes, it will be hard. You'll feel heartbreak, and there will be lonely nights. But staying in a relationship where you're valued only for your money is far lonelier in the end. Believe me, once you break free, you'll start to heal. In time, you'll be stronger and wiser, and when you're ready, you'll find someone who loves you for everything that money can't buy. She'll love you for your laugh, your honesty, your silly quirks, all the things that make you who you are. With her, you'll never have to wonder if you're enough without a fat wallet, because she'll show you that you are. Remember, at the end of the day, if love comes with a price tag, it's not love at all. It's a transaction. You deserve so much more than that. So, ask yourself one last time, honestly, does she love you or what you can provide? Her actions have probably already given you the answer. Whatever you find, don't ignore it. You are worth more than what you can buy. You're a man, not a credit card, and you deserve a love that knows the difference.